Data and research literacy, like being able to understand what is fact and what is not, is super important. And I was really excited to see an example of this when I was binge watching Firefly Lane.
But then I went back to the office and started researching. Carol may be right. Instead of being bullshit. Carol was right and Harvard was wrong. I think the press, including us, just sort of jumped on it because it was such a juicy headline. I just couldn't prove that study totally flawed, and the way we've been reporting it, completely misleading. That the widely reported story about single women over the age of 35 being more likely to die in a terrorist attack than get married is slanted and misleading. The phrase more likely to die in a terrorist attack is not even in the original study.
Not even in the original study. Like, I just loved seeing this example because here was a woman whose like job is to be a reporter, and there was a news story getting reported everywhere about, us poor women over the age of 35, and it just got picked up and perpetuated, and nobody really did the due diligence to dig into it. So on the show, Tully does and realizes that it's, in her words, bullshit. Like, that's not what the study found. And like, this is what I'm always saying. Always saying, you just can't take things that you read or hear or see at face value. You really need to ask yourself, like, is this for real? And look into it. Go look at the original study and see what's in there. And I know that that's like kind of a pain, and I don't love to be like, oh, trust no one, but it's kind of how I feel sometimes, right? Like, I think I know the more I learned about research and the more work I've done in the research space, the more I have lost a lot of trust and faith in what gets put out there. And before I speak to something or share something, I want to dig in it and really report it accurately, which is also why this is like a quick trick that I always tell people. Like, when you read a stat or statistic or study shows, like, I always want to know like who, what, when, where. It's so hard to do with my fingers. Who, what, when, where, why. I want to know the 5 W's, right? And if you can't answer those, like, if you don't know the answers to those based on the article, like, dig deeper, because once you know those, your feelings might change about how accurate or relevant the data, the fact that someone is sharing is to you or just in general.